All right. Hey, welcome everybody. We're Facebook Live. It is Wednesday. We made it. It's hump day. And it is an amazing day because I'm really super excited because I get a chance to interview right here live on Facebook one of my very best friends. She and I have gotten to know each other through our connection on Facebook, and we just hit it off. And we can't wait to get together and share a little bit more about Mary. She lives right here in El Dorado Hills, right where I live. And when Mary and I first met, I had no idea that she lived a mile from me, right down the road. So, Mary, say hi to everybody.
Hi. It's so
There
nice to
she
see
is.
everybody.
Yeah. And so, just one question before we get started. Mary, were you able to share this over on your timeline?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're off and running. Hey, by the way, this will be an interactive Facebook Live. So not only will I be interviewing Mary live, but you get a chance to comment as well. So if you have a chance and you're watching our live, drop in the comment where you're coming in from. So hey, we already got some thumbs up. We got about 5 or 6 people out there, Mary, who cannot wait to hear your amazing story. So, Mary, hey, thanks for doing this with me. We've been doing these live interviews with some of our clients and coaches, and I've always had you on my mind for doing one of these interviews. And I know anytime we do a live interview, the nerves kind of start showing a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
I'm
Yeah, and I know we talked before, and you were a little nervous. And you know what? You're already getting lots of great love from Rick and Patty out there. So yeah, look at that. There's Patty. Patty Montgomery's already said hi to you. So awesome. So Mary, I want to start maybe just kind of share a little bit about who you are, a little bit about your family, and just kind of let people get to know who you are a little bit.
Yeah. Well, hi. My name is Mary. I live in El Dorado Hills with my wonderful family, my husband Tom, and my kids Jenna and Ryan, and of course my dog Copper, which I love to share on Facebook.
Right?
And yeah, I've been living here about 20 years. Another Bay Area transplant, right? So yeah, I've been here for about 20 years now, 21 years. So yeah,
Wow.
just love it. It's such a wonderful area.
So now you've got kids in college, right?
Yeah, Jenna, my daughter, is in college, and my son Ryan, he's a junior in high school.
Okay, great. So
Still
so it's
got
not
one
like you have
call.
small kids at home, right?
No, not anymore. That goes fast. I tell you, they grow up.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mary, I wanted to kind of just have you share a little bit about one of the things, when I got a chance to peek out on Facebook and see who you were. I think it's one of the reasons why I originally sent out a friend request so that we could get to know each other was you have an amazing story and you have a really great passion. And so, I know what we do as coaches is all part of this journey, but you've gone through your own kind of weight loss, health transformation over the last 10 years. And I would love for you to just kind of share with people that are listening with us live today a little bit about that story. So maybe just kind of share kind of that struggle that you had, I think it was a little over 10 years ago, and kind of how that
Yeah.
led to making some changes.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's probably about a little bit over 10 years ago. And I had two really small children and found myself 85 pounds overweight. And it was just super overwhelming, high blood pressure, lots of issues going on, and just felt miserable. And my journey started with thyroid issues too, which kind of compiled everything. And ended up doing going to one of my children's martial arts classes. They were in martial arts, and I ended up joining because I just thought it was exciting. And then I started working out a lot, and I started losing weight a little bit, but wasn't doing very well on my own. And I chose, an unhealthy way to do it. And I lost my weight, but I made myself sick in so many ways. But I lost weight, and it was difficult. It was so hard to do it the unhealthy way. I was even, in the ER one time, and I've since gotten better, obviously, over the years. I've changed my ways and learned how to do things better, but only if I knew what I knew today. I would
Right.
have never done it the unhealthy way. I would have, yeah, since I know what's possible now. You can feel wonderful and awesome while you're losing weight. You don't have to do things in such a way to make yourself sick. But I think it was only because of my martial arts background that I was able to have the stamina and the discipline to be able to get through that and not gain my weight back, because I wasn't learning anything along the way. I was just losing weight. So I definitely didn't have the what's possible through our program where you can learn.
Right.
So I wish I'd done it the other way, but that's
You,
what's so exciting about being able to help other people. So now I can help other people so they don't do what I did and do it the wrong way and make yourself sick and all the other problems that come along with it. So it's all a journey. We're all learning as we go.
you know what, Mary? I think the struggle's real. I mean, I remember back 14 years ago when I was struggling with my weight. And, we tried just about everything in the book, right? We heard about the grapefruit diets. All of a sudden, we're eating lots of grapefruit, or we hear about this diet and that diet. And what we find is a lot of that stuff doesn't work long term because it only changes what we eat. It doesn't change what goes on up here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. I want to talk a little bit about your path to martial arts and kind of what got you involved in it, and then kind of share a little bit about your journey in martial arts. You are a fifth degree black belt. Guys, watch out. You see Mary on the street, a fifth degree black belt. And so, Mary, kind of talk a little bit about kind of your journey to martial arts.
Oh yeah. Well, it all started with the kids going. A friend of mine told me about West Coast Martial Arts, just an awesome place, and so I went there, took the kids, they joined, and they were having a special parents' day to get out on the mat, and I got out on the mat and did a few things and just kind of fell in love with it then. So I ended up joining, and that was brutal. There's nothing like, being 85 pounds heavy, putting on an all white uniform. I felt like the Stay Puft Marshmallow person. So that was really hard to do. I mean, walking out on that mat looking like this giant white thing was just traumatizing. But in a lot of ways, that's what began my journey to realize that there's more possible and I can do it. And the instructors were all amazing and made so many chips there. And who would have thought, here's his mom in her early 40s starting a career in martial arts. So with a lot of dedication and effort and time, and wonderful teaching, I was able to achieve over all the years, to become a fifth degree black belt, and started teaching, and being able to teach people and inspire people is just so wonderful. And that was the best part about the journey.
Yeah, I think when you can begin to make a meaningful change in someone else's life, and especially kids, where, kids, especially today, are needing to learn responsibility and structure and confidence and just understanding that when you work hard, there's a reward to that at the end. And what you did in the martial arts industry, helping kids awaken. And I think you're going to look back 10, 15, 20 years from now at these adults who are changing the world because of the things that you taught them. So, hey, congratulations for that. Mary, I know, and like I said, I'm always inspired. When I found out that you were a fifth degree black belt, I went, man, I can barely do a sit up. Yet here you are doing all the things you do. So I'd like you to talk a little bit about. I know we got connected on Facebook and we started down this path together. And one of the things that you were passionate about was a health journey. And over the last year, you've become an amazing health coach. It's been fun watching you inspire and take a lot of what you've learned in martial arts, apply that to someone in their health journey. Maybe share a little bit about why you became a health coach and kind of what's driving you right now.
Oh, yeah. So many wonderful things about health coaching, which are very similar to teaching martial arts. With martial arts, it was so wonderful, whether they were children or adults, to see the light turned on when they finally understood something, and the growth, watching people get more confident, watching them just get healthier and achieve more, especially in today's world where so many things are given without being earned. In martial arts, you don't receive a belt unless you earn it. So it's truly teaching both young and old. It's not just a participation sport, it's you have to earn it. And so it's wonderful. And with health coaching, watching people just all of a sudden their eyes light up like, I get it, I can do this myself, or having them navigate through something difficult they've gone through, and being able to then be able to control their eating through all the healthy habits that they learn through the program. It's just wonderful. It's just when you're able to witness somebody becoming healthy and maybe even like lessening their medications and all the things that come with it, it's so inspiring. I mean, what's life if we don't have health? So just to be able to be a part of somebody's journey and help them, that's just everything. That's so rewarding. Just
Yeah,
love everything about it.
and I think that's one of the reasons that makes you such an amazing coach is that you really have gone through this journey yourself. The struggle has been real. And
Oh,
with all the
yes.
things that are out there that people can try, when it just ties back to our system, people begin to break through, and really we get to see what's totally possible for them. And Mary, would you just kind of share a little bit, because I think a lot of times when people think about what we do, they see a lot of pictures, before and after pictures and things like that, and they think, oh, this is a diet, this is a weight loss system. And will you kind of just share with people a little bit about kind of those four components and how each of them is really, really important?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. For one thing, it is not a diet, it is a whole life transformational program. I mean, obviously, everybody has a coach. You're my coach, and my clients have me. And we're there to guide them, support them along their journey for all the goods, the bads, and the ugly, because it all comes together. Because losing weight and getting healthy isn't, you have to be dedicated to it, but if you follow the program and the system, you will lose your weight. And the best part is you're going to keep it off, because it's not a diet, it's just a life transformation. It's a new system, it's a way of looking at life differently. We provide, of course, the coach. There's also the Great Habits of Health system, which helps you get your mindset in the right place to where you're able to learn maybe what's causing it, whether it's emotional eating, all the different ways that we find ourselves overweight. And it helps you, gives you healthy habits and ways to cope with everything. So you truly are, when you lose your weight, that's why the majority of everybody are able to keep it off. It's phenomenal. Like you, look at you, how many years. And so we all know when we finish the program, when we lose our weight, we already know how to eat right. We know how to manage our emotions, which really for most people is probably the main reason why they may have some weight issues and health issues. It's just amazing, from better sleep to, it's just everything is great. We have a wonderful community. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with the community. There's the Facebook community. We have our coaches community. We have community for our clients. Everybody can communicate. Over 5,000 people on Facebook that all get together. They share. They discuss any issues going on. Their good times, their bad times, and they all support each other. And when you're around like-minded people, it's a phenomenal experience to where everybody feels good and we're all in the same place, and it's nothing but love and support. And then of course we have the whole program for nutrition, which is phenomenal. If you just follow it, you will lose. And but the best part about it is you are going to feel awesome while you lose. You're not going to feel sick like I did. If I would have done it the right way, I wouldn't have felt sick the entire time.
Right.
So thankful for it. And these four components, through your own coach, through our community, through the nutritional program, and through the Habits of Health program, all four of those, when you really dial in, it's a no brainer. You are going to lose, you are going to get healthy. And the best part, which I think for me is just everything, it's you're going to keep it off, because
Yeah.
you're going to have the tools. And nobody has a perfect day. You're going to have your times, but you know what? When you know how to get back on the saddle again, you are set.
Yep. And I think I love that as part of our system is that, we don't focus just on one area, which a lot of times when
Right.
people are on a diet, it's all about calorie restrictions and what you can eat and can't eat. And so we get into this, meal prep and counting calories and points and fat grams and, trying to figure out all the macronutrients. And in our system, it starts here first, where we begin
That's
to
right.
set some goals, determine what's important, And then we go down this journey together. So yeah, there is a nutritional plan. People can effectively, lose weight, but it's all about developing the lifelong habits that help you kind of change these and make better decisions long term. So I love that. And Mary, you're just an amazing coach. It's fun to watch you inspire others. Um, you know, Denise is flashing out her comments and says, "Hey, you're a rock star in many more ways than one." And I don't know if you've been following the chat since we've been talking, but man, everybody's loving on you. Lots of great comments from your
So
clients and
wonderful. Thank
coaches,
you,
and I just want to say, yeah,
everybody.
it's awesome. Yeah. Mary, I think this time of the year, a lot of people at the beginning of the year kind of set their New Year's resolutions. And here it is, the 26th of January. And most people have either given up on those or they've gone to the gym and hurt themselves and now they're not doing it. And they're searching and they're looking for ways to take back their health. I started to think the other day that, especially with this nice weather we've had, people are looking at, okay, summer's right around the corner. And I remember
I
seeing
know,
an
it's really.
right. I remember seeing this inspirational quote that says, "Summer bodies are built in the winter." And so, with people, so many people looking right now at what it is they can do, maybe just kind of share with somebody, thinking about, remember what it was like when you were beginning your journey. What would you tell someone who is watching our interview tonight, who is saying, I need to do something, I just don't know what?
I would say that there's hope out there. Our program is phenomenal, and it's worth trying, because once you try it and you feel good, you're not going to fail. It's just something, but you have to be, have a mindset that you're going to do it, and you can do it. Anything is possible. If I can lose 85 pounds and do all kinds of crazy things the bad way, you can take a phenomenal program and do it the healthy way and feel great the entire time. And there's help. I know I speak to so many people and so many clients, and it's amazing how they've all done so many programs before, and nothing has worked in the long term because you're not fixing in here. And all I would have to say to somebody is, it's be open, learn about it. We can help you. There's just, everything is possible. Nothing is set in stone to where you can't do something. And it's so true what you said. Summer bodies are created in the winter, because you can't just snap your fingers, unfortunately, and get healthy overnight. It takes time, but it's worth the time, because you're putting it into you. Look at all the time we spend doing random things, whether it's scrolling Facebook or just doing random things. And if we put a little bit of that time into us, and with the program, that you don't have to spend all this time meal prepping, as well as, if you don't need to exercise either, because sometimes I was a perfect example of what happens when you exercise 3 4 hours a day, but you're still heavy. And I would exercise sometimes 3 hours a day and still wouldn't get anywhere. So if your nutrition and your mindset are not sound, the rest is not going to come. So I would just say, be open to learning, because you're not going to be disappointed. It's
Right.
phenomenal what you can achieve. You just have to say yes.
That's a perfect explanation of it, Mary. And I think a lot of times people think, oh man, I don't know. They get nervous about starting something new, and I often think about people and what's totally possible for them. And I've kind of changed my mindset over the years. Is it's no longer just possible, it's actually probable and predictable when somebody makes the decision to reach out. And I think one of the things that I'm always inspired, Mary, is that you just love on people, you meet them where they're at, and you guide them every step of the way. And so I would just say, for anybody that's watching our interview, either live with us, and by the way, hey, hi everybody. Um, but if you're watching this in recording or replay, feel free to drop some comments in there. Both Mary and I will be monitoring the comments. If for whatever reasons, you'd love to reach out to Mary, feel free to send her a private message, drop a comment in the live, and we will make sure that Mary gets back to you. She's inspiring. She's inspired me in so many ways. And like I said, I do watch my P's and Q's when she's around, because she's a fifth degree black belt, changing the lives of so many. So, Mary, anything else you wanted to share with everybody tonight or this afternoon? And I know it's a busy Wednesday, a lot going on, but anything else you'd like to share with anybody that's watching today?
Oh, just thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you and letting everybody know that there's just so much you can do and take the initiative. Do it for yourself. Your family deserves a healthy you. You deserve a healthy you. And just know it can be done in such a great way. So if that, I mean, the more people I can help that don't have to struggle. It was not fun what I went through. And I got there, but it wasn't a good way. And if I can help somebody just find their health and feel good about themselves again. And that's what I love to do. That's my passion. Watching that light kick on, just like watching my students when they learn something in martial arts. When I see somebody and they're getting healthy, that's everything. That's where my passion and my drive is. And I just want to help everybody feel as good as I do. And I know we can all do it.
Yep, we can certainly do it together. That's for sure. Mary, thanks for playing along with me and letting me interview you. I think I've always kind of secretly wanted to be, a talk show host like Johnny Carson or something like that.
Right?
Jay Leno or one of those young kids. I just, haven't been able to pull it off. I'm really not that funny, but I'm always inspired by people that are making a difference. And just congratulations on all the things that you've been able to accomplish and how you've been able to reach out and support other people. You got Cindy Lee loving on you. You've got Patty Montgomery. You've got Rick Plath. Certainly Denise, my wife. She's been out here making comments, and it's been fun watching the comments come in and out. So, Mary, thank you so much for taking some time out. And like I said, if any of you listening to us today, feel free to reach out to Mary. She will walk down this journey with you, and let's go out and change the world. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you, Russ. Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.